16 years ago, I decided to take a role, an opportunity with Textron because they were doing a number of SAP projects. And it was an opportunity for me to move into an industry that I was not familiar with, aerospace and defense. We were on a mission there to compete and win an Army aviation modernization program. And what I mean by model-based enterprise is really having the concept of a digital twin of your product through the entire lifecycle state, through engineering, design, manufacturing, and sustainment. And we build things across our businesses that have long life cycles, 20, 30, 40-year life cycles.
Digital twins are a hot topic these days, and one of my favorite applications, I guess, of 3D technology, and really can be used in such diverse ways, from internal operations to customer-facing initiatives as well.
Have good champions across your engineering leadership that can help drive the digital enterprise and a model-based enterprise through the vision of how do we fundamentally change the mindsets.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to BetterTech, where we explore the forefront of technological innovation. I'm your host, Sophia Moshasha, and I'm thrilled to guide you through the exciting realms of emerging technologies. With a career dedicated to advancing XR and leveraging its potential across diverse sectors, I bring a wealth of knowledge and unique insights into how those technologies are transforming our world. And here at BetterTech, we're on a mission to connect you with the visionaries and the trailblazers of the tech industry, diving deep into the trends and innovations that are setting the course for our future. And I'm so excited to announce our next guest, Todd Kackley. He's the VP and CIO at Textron. Welcome, Todd.
Thank you, Sophia. It's a tremendous pleasure to be here with you today.
You as well. Well, first off, congratulations on recently being named the 2024 HMG Global Leadership Institute Large Cap CIO of the Year. While I was doing my research on you, I came across that, and since that's fairly recent, I felt like it was necessary to call that out and congratulate you on that.
Thank you. It's quite an honor. It's a great opportunity to celebrate the team and all the exciting things that we're doing here.
And I'm sure we'll get into why you were named that in our conversation with all the things you have going on in your team. And it is a very exciting time to be in the technology field with the developments happening so fast that will severely affect how we interact with each other in the world. Can you tell us a bit about your particular journey in IT, and then what drew you to Textron and ultimately leading you to your role as the CIO?
Sure. My IT career actually started in ERP. A lot of consulting work implementing large-scale enterprise resource planning systems, both in private industry and in consulting. And about 16 years ago, I was largely, my career was in the program management side. And 16 years ago, I decided to take a role, an opportunity with Textron because they were doing a number of SAP projects. And it was an opportunity for me to move into an industry that I was not familiar with, aerospace and defense. It's quite an exciting industry. And along my way, my journey coming in as mid-level manager in my career at that time, I had a mentor that saw some potential in me and thought that I could certainly aspire to a higher role. So throughout my Textron journey over the last 16 years, I've purposefully guided my career and through the guidance of good leaders and mentors, two roles that helped me build upon the capabilities I needed to be prepared for this role, which included divisional director level roles and then divisional CIO level roles and ultimately the global CIO role.
That's amazing. It's really interesting to see how people come into their careers and the paths that they make to get there. I mean, I have a non-traditional path myself, coming from marketing into a technology sector, but that's kind of what I love about technology these days. Is I always say that it's not an industry in its own anymore. Really, it's being integrated into everything that we do, and it would behoove us to kind of get on top of those trends in whatever profession that you're in, because it's going to become increasingly important in our daily lives, both personally and professionally. So tell us a little bit about your role. I know you're doing a lot in model-based enterprise, and tell us a little bit about that and the importance in the industries that Textron operates in.
Absolutely. So part of my career journey included being a divisional CIO at Bell, which is one of our business units. Textron is predominantly an aerospace and defense conglomerate. We have some industrial businesses as well, but we're known more for our powerful brands like Bell Helicopter, Cessna, Beechcraft, and so forth, Easy Go golf cars. So during my tenure, about starting around 2020, when I took over the CIO role at Bell, we were on a mission there to compete and win an Army aviation modernization program. And a lot of that, the requirements around model-based engineering, digital twin, things that we'll probably talk about a little bit more in detail here, were really shaped by that program. Now, moving into 3D engineering and to the capacity of doing things where you're enabled through a digital model or model-based engineering was not something entirely new at Bell. There were evolutions through new modernization of product lifecycle management tool sets and capabilities. And the opportunity to really shape our future around this Army modernization program really put model-based enterprise in the forefront. And what I mean by model-based enterprise is really having the concept of a digital twin of your product through the entire life cycle state, through engineering, design, manufacturing, and sustainment. And we build things across our businesses that have long life cycles, 20, 30, 40-year life cycles. If you look at some of our products like V22, for example, which unfortunately was several years ago when we started the engineering of that. So they're not in a place where we have model-based engineering. But as we look at new programs like future long-range assault aircraft for Army aviation, we have an opportunity to use the capabilities at in across industry and use those to our advantage to be able to drive improvements through the entire life cycle state.
Yeah, absolutely. Digital twins are a hot topic these days, and one of my favorite applications, I guess, of 3D technology, and really can be used in such diverse ways, off from internal operations to customer-facing initiatives as well. And they are really revolutionizing the way companies like monitor, troubleshoot, optimize their operations remotely, as you pointed out. And Textron in particular operates in sectors where simulation and real-time data are critical. So can you describe a little bit how digital twins have improved product design and lifecycle management across some of your divisions?
So I think in the earlier concepts, when we started dealing with this idea of a digital twin, some of it was initially more around the design perspective, where it was certainly mitigating the risk in some of the life cycle state in terms of timing when you wanted to introduce and incorporate a change. Particularly could be changes relative to a customer requirement or an aesthetic for a customer, and the interior cabin look and feel and so forth. So you can put a lot of augmented or mixed reality into that perspective as well, using a digital twin. But as we look at the broader life cycle state of engineering design to manufacturability and take a deeper look across models themselves, not just the model of the product, but also the model of your manufacturing facility, and simulating your manufacturing facility, having both that virtual and physical presence of what this is going to look like as you drive through subassembly and final assembly, or even component development across your manufacturing footprint as well. Anything that really has a process associated with that, starting to really challenge the imagination, if you will, to think about that as the entire model-based enterprise and not just the digital twin of the product itself. So certainly helps with the reduction of risk in simulating. If you have great models through your engineering life cycle, a lot of our engineering, particularly in aerospace and defense, there's a lot of modeling involved around computer-aided engineering that helps assist the design life cycle, and to be able to continue to inform the virtual world through the physical world as our products evolve and work themselves through that life cycle state. That can certainly help us make better informed decisions in engineering, in manufacturing, and in sustainment.
100%. I saw that being used more increasingly, even like during COVID, when people the limited number of people could be on a manufacturing floor as well. And then when you add on technologies like computer vision and AI and machine learning and IoT technologies, it just becomes a more advanced, I guess, real-time analytical scenario that you could really, really utilize. And then I also assume that technologies like this and solutions like this could maybe even bridge the gap even with some of the internal departments as well, maybe that aren't so focused on the engineering aspect, but maybe better inform people on maybe like the business leadership side and those types of things as well, and kind of bring everyone under one umbrella of what's going on in the business of Textron.
Yeah,
Okay.
certainly. As you think about the ability to use the computing technology and the advanced tools to simulate a business process, whether that's an engineering process, a supply chain process, a manufacturing process, or even simulating at the end of the day other back end functional type of processes. But the key piece here is that good virtual twins of a process have to be informed by what's actually happening in the real business process itself, and to be able to keep that feedback loop informed throughout the maintenance of that type of virtual solution is critical to being able to inform decisions. Whether that's a decision that I need to add another line in my manufacturing facility, and what would it look like if I virtually simulated throughput in this line? But it wouldn't provide much value if my model of my manufacturing facility was not tuned to what's actually happening in reality, not tuned to what my supply chain lead times are, not tuned to what my actual productivity throughput is on my machines that are actually doing the complex machining.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can imagine that maybe would establish more trust with the customers that you're providing services to as well, because you can actually prove out through simulation that you actually can deliver on what you're promising as well. You know, as we spoke about earlier, these technologies not only enhance internal operations, but can also be leveraged to reshape customer engagement and services, and offering more dynamic, interactive ways for customers to utilize and understand your products and services. Can you describe a little bit about how that might be helpful, either what you're doing now or maybe what could be helpful in the future, utilizing those technologies?
Yes, we could certainly use the digital twins and augmented reality or virtual reality to help shape customer changes to a design requirement, where we don't have to do a lot of costly building either a physical model, if you will, or a mock-up to be able to show them the art of the possible. The actual plant line changes and making modifications, trying to introduce new space into a manufacturing facility or different flow, be able to simulate that. You can cut the risk out of the exploratory piece of understanding what that looks like relative to making physical capital investments, and do that through a less impactful virtual. We're seeing that there is certainly an opportunity for remote support and sustainment through having some tie-in through the augmented reality experience, allowing people to see the product through the eyes of somebody that may not be physically near the product, and those can be certainly opportunities as well.
Yeah, definitely. And so as industries and Textron move towards more integrated digital systems, then what challenges do you face, or have you faced in adopting these technologies, and how do you plan on overcoming them?
That's a very good question, and one we continue to have to face. I think at the end of the day, the larger challenge is going to be integrating across an ecosystem, whether that's driving common model-based systems engineering data standards across an ecosystem that not only includes our own internal manufacturing capabilities and design capabilities and so forth, but also customer and supplier. So setting the right standards for data, setting the right standards for who owns IP at the end of the day, when you want to collaborate through a real true a systems engineering, system of systems type of engineering concept where you're doing it through models. And I think a big piece of this is going to be not only the data being a key piece of this, but the actual models. And as we're seeing through even the boom of generative AI right now and large language models, knowledge and having insight around machine learning or AI type of models, whether it's computer aided engineering, design simulation, manufacturing simulation, are going to be key to being competitive in the future.
Yeah, definitely. And there's every day there's something new, and there's something to new capabilities that come about, and to keep up with, and to try and understand how that fits into the overall strategy and business objectives. And then with that in mind, how do you ensure alignment between, the IT strategies and other business objectives, and making sure that kind of everybody in the company understands what it is you're doing, and why that's important, and then kind of adopts these different solutions that you're implementing internally?
So to me, it's important. So I come in the role as somebody who believes that my job is not just to come in here with a technology lens. I have to be a business leader first. I often tell people my title is VP and CIO. It's VP first because I'm a business leader, and CIO second because I happen to lead the function of technology here at Textron. It's important that those objectives, those IT projects, if you will, that you just described, and initiatives, they're not just born out of a desire to bring technology to the table. They're born out of desire to move and shape an outcome in our businesses that are clearly aligned with where our business is trying to go strategically. And that would include being positioned to win new programs in the future, being positioned to compete for those programs, and being positioned to be competitive throughout the entire life cycle with capabilities that give our operators of our products and owners of our products the complete experience that goes beyond just a piece of hardware, so to speak. It's an entire life cycle state of support that is enhanced through our ability to be better informed about our products, how our customers are using our products, and how we can better engineer and design those products because of the ability to have such access to insights, data, and good models throughout the life cycle.
Absolutely. And any solutions that make our job easier to do and make us better at our job, I think, should be easy sells to to the employees that are supposed to be using them. So it's just a matter of getting people exposed to the benefits of these technologies, and the ease of use, really, that comes along with some of these interfaces as well. For other organizations that are looking to evolve or enhance their model-based enterprise systems, what lessons learned or best practices can you share from your experiences?
That's another good question. So I think, and you just talked about the people and the users and using these technologies. It's certainly an interesting role that we have in information technology when we work with our colleagues across our businesses to bring solutions to the table. That I always look at this, and it's probably a well-known way to look at this is people, process, and technology. And the technology, certainly is something that we do very well at bringing solutions and standing them up and making them operational and driving the value from a vendor capability or even a custom developed capability. The one of the challenges I see with model-based engineering is having to pivot, and this may start with even early engineers at the university level, pivot the way of thinking to actually engineer solutions, systems of systems thinking with model-based design in mind. Because if you come into an organization that's trying to accomplish model-based engineering with a traditional engineering mindset, you're going to, even if you bring the technology, if you don't also bring the people and the process along with that, you're going to get pretty much what you always have with new tools. So I think that's going to be a lesson learned. Have good champions across your engineering leadership that can help drive the digital enterprise and a model-based enterprise through the vision of how do we fundamentally change the mindsets around these individuals that are doing these solution designs, and then pull in people from your manufacturing teams into and work collaboratively with them. And we've done that very effectively across our, particularly at Bell with our Manufacturing Technology Center, bringing in and co-collaborating IT, manufacturing innovation, and manufacturing engineering together to decide what our future factory looks like and how that exists as a digital factory first, and then let's go do it physically and continue to drive value outcomes there, and what technology goes into IoT or machine learning or new capabilities on the shop floor. So those are critical, I think, when it comes to making those bigger decisions around having these champions that really that take that paradigm shift around traditional systems engineering process and do it differently.
100%. And Todd, from everything you said here, and the fact that you position yourself as a business leader first and CIO second, like I can completely understand why Textron is so successful under your leadership, but also why you got awarded that Global Leadership Award from HMG. So congratulations again. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful insight, and best of luck continuing to evolve Textron with digital twins and model-based enterprises.
Thank you, Sophia. And I certainly couldn't do it without the wonderful women and men here in Textron. So I appreciate the opportunity to be able to celebrate them.
Thank you.